Tashidilek and welcome to In Conversation with Tibet TV. This is Tenzin Wangchuk. Today I have with me the president of Sri Lankan Tibetan Buddhist Brotherhood Society, an organization that aims to raise the understanding and awareness of the common Buddhist heritage between the Sri Lankans and the Tibetan people. He is a devout follower of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and has always been a staunch supporter for the cause of Tibet. He is Damenda Porage. It's a pleasure having you here. Welcome to our program, sir.
Tashidilek, Ayubowan.
Damenda, can you first tell us what interested you about Tibet and the Tibetan people?
Well, in that case, I must go back to history of Sri Lanka. In the past, when we were under the British rule, there was a great Tibetan monk in Sri Lanka who supported the freedom movement, its freedom struggle by the Sri Lankans against the British Empire. So that time there was this monk. His name is S. Mahinda Thero. So we fondly call him always Tibet S. Mahinda Thero. So this Tibet name is known to everybody in Sri Lanka. When you say Tibet, so they say, oh, Tibet S. Mahinda Thero. So this monk, Buddhist monk, was very influential person to arouse the Sri Lankan mentality against the imperialism. So that is one reason which we had a kind of a yes. That is in our in our blood. Even the school textbooks have lessons on the Tibet as Mahinda Thero. So we had that link. And also, we both are two Buddhist nations.
So, Damenda, your primary interest about Tibet and Tibetan is through the Buddhism and also because of the monk that you were talking about, the monk that was influential in the freedom struggle of the Sri Lankan.
Exactly. And the other point was, so I've been a follower of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So I've read a lot about His Holiness the Dalai Lama and what he has written, and so those things also influenced me to start this initiative. And also, I met His Holiness about 4 years ago when IBC organized the Vinaya Dialogue. So then I thought, I met him personally. I had an opportunity. It was a great chance in my life to talk to His Holiness like this. So then I thought, oh, so we are a Buddhist country, right? Why can't we invite His Holiness to Sri Lanka? So, because if we have His Holiness in my country, so we will be a kind of a blessed country.
Do you think this is possible in terms of the Chinese pressures? Because the Chinese pressures is sure going to come, if you talk about inviting His Holiness the Lama. Do you think this is possible?
That's some reason to think about, because I'd rather put it like this. I'd rather put it like kind of a pressure from the certain people in the government.
People in the Sri Lankan government?
No, in
the Chinese government. Okay.
Because I have met many Chinese people. They respect His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? So, and because His Holiness the Dalai Lama is a Buddhist leader. So, but I don't see any good reason if anybody interferes, disturb when His Holiness travels to another country. I don't see any good. I mean, I don't see any good reason because we invite His Holiness as a Buddhist leader. So he's our leader.
Okay, Mr. Damenda, see, one of the primary objectives of the Sri Lankan Tibetan Buddhist Brotherhood Society is to promote the understanding and brotherhood between the Sri Lankans and the Tibetan people, right? And what, according to you, is this so important or necessary?
Yes. So, when we look at, as I previously told you, the two cultures, so we have lots of similarities. Yes. We have lots of similarities, and I've read in the Tibetan texts, and even once a great Tibetan meditation master came to Sri Lanka, Jose Rinpoche. So he meditated 7 days on the mount of Sripada mountain. So when he said, so Vajrayana revived in Sripada. Sripada is the holiest land on earth, which is in Sri Lanka. So Vajrayana Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism are, they go together. They go together. Yes. So that we have something in common. So Vajrayana revived on the mount, the Samanala or the Sripada mountain in Sri Lanka. And also, when we look at our language, to both the languages, the syllables or the consonants, the vowels, and almost the same, and the order, almost the same, and we have roots, the same roots. So, and Tibetans are a Buddhist community, Sri Lankans majority, 70% Buddhist community. Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country, and that have the commonness or the similarity.
Yeah.
So where we can
Kind of
collaborate, which will benefit both the communities.
You heard about the biography of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, that is My Life and My People, My Land and My People. And in fact, I understood that one of the best-selling weekend paper, which is called Irida Lankatipa, which carried the like 3 episodes of the biography of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. But unfortunately, after 3 weekly episodes, due to reprisal from the Chinese embassy in Colombo, it was actually stopped. Right? That is what I understood. Why? What? Can you just tell us about this actually unfortunate incident that happened?
Yeah, actually, yes. So there was one translator. His name is Ruan Harishchandra. So he started translating My Land, My People, written by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and then Irida Lankadipa came forward to publish the story every weekend. So then after 3 episodes, they stopped. So I contacted the writer, and the writer told me that the paper, the editor was approached by some official from the Chinese embassy in Colombo, and requested to shelve the publication. So they had to stop it, which is really unfortunate.
Do you think the Sri Lankan government gets often pressurized by the Chinese government over the issue of Tibet or of His Holiness the Dalai Lama?
Well, in fact, you asked my point of view.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So, so when we organized some events of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we always had pressure, because we organized photo exhibition, we organized a film show, we organized some book launching activities. We had pressure through different channels,
Okay, Mr. Damenda, you had the opportunity of meeting His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and actually you handed a copy of My Land and My People to His Holiness, right? You got to meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama and presented a copy of My Land and My People to His Holiness, right? The translated version of.
That is not the full copy.
Okay, yeah.
It's a kind of a section about His Holiness's life. But you can't say it like, you know, it's my land and my people. It's what we have written.
Okay, about His Holiness.
His Holiness.
So you presented that copy to His Holiness.
I presented the copy to His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
So what was your experience like during that time, being able to, you know, present that copy and also being able to talk to His Holiness?
Actually, I feel like His Holiness has kind of a, you know, how can I say? For me, he's like a living Buddha. And for many Sri Lankan Buddhists, the same. So, when you sit with His Holiness, you feel that, you know, you feel that aura, right? And I was so fortunate. I could hand over this copy to His Holiness, and I could, like, you know.
What was his reaction like?
He was really happy. He said, "You are doing a great thing," and to bring these two traditions together.
Okay, Damenda, actually we are running out of time, but before I conclude, I'll ask you one final question. You talked about Osil Rinpoche, who visited Sri Lanka sometime back,
Yes,
right?
yes.
In fact, he is one of the foremost meditation masters and Buddhist scholar, and in fact, he recognized you as reincarnation of one of the great Buddhist monk. So what was your initial reaction to this development, and how did that change you as a person?
Exactly, yes, that was something shocking to me, because he visited Sri Lanka with a translator appointed by His Holiness's office, and so I could facilitate them, because he wanted to meditate on the Sripada mountain. So, and he wanted to do some, you know, spiritual activities to bless His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to bless the Tibetans, to bless the Sri Lankans, and to bless the entire world. So I was happy to facilitate them. I mean, Hosil Rinpoche and his translator, and he conducted the puja. So all the members, almost all the members of Sri Lankan Tibetan Buddhist Brotherhood Society participated in it. So after that, he held my hand and he looked at my eyes and he said something in very Tibetan language. So which even the translator was, you know, kind of difficult to comprehend, because he's from you know, eastern part of Tibet. So then the translator said, so he says, "You are a reincarnation of a great Tibetan Buddhist monk," and that time I looked at his eyes. I saw some, you know, some shining, you know, light coming from, so which I could not, you know, like, you know, bear up. But I kept on looking at him, and he held my hand very tightly. And then the translator said, he asked you to carry out this mission, and all the positive deities are with you. So you are a noble reincarnation of a great Tibetan monk in the past. So then I was kind of really surprised, and, you know, I don't know whether I have words to, you know, express you about the feelings I had that time.
Okay, on a positive note, so we will end this discussion here. Thank you for your time and being a guest speaker for this program.
Yes, I thank you for inviting me.
With this, we come to the end of our program, and thank you and see you in the next episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV.